What's up, YouTube? It's Natsman72 coming at you from the hashtag Dirty South at 12:40 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Man, I'm like 3 hours behind, but it is all good. Got backed up with some work. Had to take a little bit of break. Wanted to get this video out. I got one of my YouTube guys that I follow playing in the background. That's background noise. I'm not getting too loud because my wife is in the boudoir sleep. Listen, this episode is going to be part of a series that I'm going to be doing just for the basically folks my age, 40 and older, getting back into the hobby recently, and just helping them out, give them some shortcuts, Reader's Digest stuff. All right, so that's what I'm aiming to do, and I'm keeping these real short and sweet Reader's Digest version videos. But I guess you saw the Peacock, and that's the Peacock. I've named it the Peacock. It's the Peacock Investment Strategy. Something I named it, something I've looked at. It's gotten more and more where you've got people getting on YouTube trying really hard to be influencers when they're not. And it can be really confusing for us coming back into the hobby, where to get information at, reliable information from a reliable source. And what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to just watch hours and hours of content. And just because somebody has a flashy design, somebody that has all the cool graphics and all of that stuff, and they're not telling you anything, all they're doing is showing reveals, showing cards they think that's going to hit the market. You need to stay away from those. There's a difference between people that are trying to help and those that are trying to promote. And I'm not bashing the promote guys because there's a lot of them that I watch, and I enjoy watching the reveals and whatnot. But you got to take it with a grain of salt when you're coming back into the hobby. Just because somebody's got all these editing cool tools doesn't mean anything other than probably your kid knows how to run a computer program better than you do. I'm sure on your smartphone you don't know all the functions, but your kid does, or your niece and your nephew does. Same thing in the YouTube world, y'all. Don't fall for it. There's when I'm watching YouTube videos, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for several different things at one time. First, I'm looking at the content. Are they promoting themselves? Are they promoting a card? Or are they promoting information? Then I'm watching to see how many views they get, how many videos. I'm going back and looking at their videos or older videos to see how they've progressed forward with whatever strategy they're trying to do on YouTube. When there's even recently, you've got folks that are complaining that they're not getting hits in products, or they normally get hit in products. That's showing vulnerability to a certain extent that, hey, somebody's not getting loaded product probably, because what that is where somebody's getting product and it's loaded. They think it's a conspiracy all coming from Tops. Tops could care less. They're just shipping this stuff out. But you're going to have to take I'm going to say 40 to 60 hours worth of research you need to do before you start jumping into stuff. Have a game plan. Listen to some of these guys. The two guys that I listen to, and I'm not, excuse me, I hit my table. I'm not promoting these guys, but they're two guys that I watch and watch their videos, is Tyler Short and Elite Code 3. Those are the two main guys I watch to get info. I also like Frank 502 because on these videos you want to see Elite Code 3 is really good, and Tyler's really good, and Frank 502 is really good. When they're doing their reveals, they're giving their honest what they're thinking their grades were. They're saying what's wrong with the card, but also look what they've submitted. These guys, if they're submitting certain cards, maybe that's something you should look at if you haven't made your mind up. So just keep that in mind. Just because you got cool editing tools, you're looking pretty, you're strutting your stuff, but you're not putting content out there, quality content. When you're, just be honest. If you're promoting yourself or promoting certain cards because that's what your inventory is, awesome, do that, but be honest. And don't get lured into the flashy stuff. Now there's some flashy stuff I'm sure that's out there that I'm not aware of that puts out great content. If you've got that, put that in the comments for me. Some different ones to watch. But you just need to keep that in mind, getting back in the hobby, not just to jump on the first boat that comes by port. Just kind of sit there and watch or jump on the first train. You need to really get in this and start watching videos, watching how the content is, how they're presenting stuff, what they're presenting, the quality of material that they're doing. Are they really giving you information to help you make a selection? Or are they giving you information to sell cards? That's their cards they've sold. So just keep that in mind. And that's about it. But that's my Peacock strategy is what I call it. Peacock strategy is watching the fancy guys, because you'll get guys on here to quote another YouTuber on a video that he put out. You got guys that all they got are slabs and there's a pizza box 2 weeks old in the background. Or you got a guy that's got a table full of slab cards, not a stick of furniture or office equipment. In a bare room with a sign printed up for his channel logo. You need to be careful of this stuff. Just be very mindful of it. And, if you've got questions, make connections in the community that are reliable. Just reach out, be involved. That's what I've done. I've asked different aspects of the community questions. I'm a baseball guy. I've tried to reach out into basketball. And there's a couple of guys that I'll go to. And like on my baseball stuff, I've always found a lot of bobbles and ball cards, guns and collectibles, Mike the SGC collector, those guys. Then Northeast sports card for basketball. And then JD with his podcast. I talked to him. He's with the Bobbles group and talks. And then I've reached out to some guys that you wouldn't think to reach out, and everybody's been really cool. So just keep that in mind. You've got to research. Don't fall for the pretty face. Don't fall for the flash and the bang. See if there's real content there, if there's real information there, if there's integrity. Is there integrity in the video, or is it a fancy sale pitch? If they've got Instagram and Facebook pages, follow up on those two, research them, look into them before you make a commitment on what to do, before you start spending money on certain cards, especially high-end cards. You're going to get a lot of information that it needs to be an auto card, special card. No, you don't. You collect what you want to collect. But if you want to get in this for an investment, you need to be able to separate between collection and investment. But that would be my thing. That's the Peacock strategy of investing. Following the fancy, but hey, have some integrity, have some courage, have some honor, within the hobby, help each other, because that's what we're here for. Like I said, I'm keeping it really short, really sweet, Reader's Digest versions, but educate yourself. Educate before you jump into the deep end of the pool and spending money. All righty. Well, as we always say, keep your head up, eyes up, head on the swivel.